the focus of our lesson today is on perimeter. And quite simply, we want to be able to calculate the perimeter of polygon. And based on things like that, we would be able to determine the amount of ribbon that you would need to wrap a box. A couple of skills that you need to have before you launch into this. You have to know how to add decimals. You have to know how to add fractions. And a little bit of fact from geometry, you also have to know that the opposite sides of rectangles and parallelograms are the same length. So we'll just say right off the bat, perimeter is distance around the outside of the shape. In order to calculate the perimeter, all you have to do is add up all the sides. That's it. Add up the sides, you get perimeter. So, find the perimeter of this figure. Simply taking our sides, side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. That's perimeter. Of course, we said you have to have the skill to add the fractions because now we actually have to add the fractions. So running through those, we know that we need to have a common denominator. So 4, 6, and 2 can all be turned into 12. So we'll multiply by 3 to get 9 over 12. Multiply by 2 and get 10 over 12. And when we multiply by 6, we get 6 over 12. Adding up our fractions then, 9 plus 10 plus 6, 19 plus 6 equals 25. 25 over 12, if we divide that out, would give us 2 and 1/12. Thus, we're done. Our perimeter is 2 and a 12. Using our skills of adding fractions, we know that perimeter is nothing more than adding up those three sides. If we take this pentagon, in fact this regular pentagon, we can say, calculate our perimeter, side number 1, get one of these in green, side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4, side 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just add up all of them. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Add up 5 4s, we get 20. 3, 3, and 2. Those add up to 17. And so there, we've got our perimeter. It's 17.0 centimeters. It's nothing more than adding. Of course, for this particular one, I'm hoping that you also notice that since all 5 sides were the same, repeated addition is multiplication. If you recognize that repeated adding as multiplying, you could have simply done one quick piece of multiplication here and got the exact same answer with less writing. What about here? A common error that students will make is to take 120 plus 65 and say that the answer is 185. That is wrong. Because perimeter is not just 2 sides. Perimeter is you add up all the sides. You are expected to recognize that as a rectangle, we would have 120 feet on the bottom, we'd have 65 feet on the left, and so when we add all of them up, we'd have to add up all the sides, and we actually wind up getting double that amount. When we add all 4 sides together, we don't get 185 from 2 sides. We actually wind up with 390 from all 4. And we're done. 390 feet is our perimeter. Of course, we've got the same issue here. Recognizing that opposite sides of a parallelogram are the same, we'd have 4 over 5, we'd have 1/3. And in order to calculate our perimeter, we'd have to add up side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4. all the sides need to be added together. And once again, we need to get a common denominator. This one's 15, so we'll take times 3, times 5, times 3, times 5. And so we have 12 over 15 plus 5 over 15, 12 over 15, 5 over 15. So 12 plus 5 plus 12 plus 5, that's 34 over 15. And 34 over 15 equals 2 and 4/15 of a meter. And we're done. I'm hoping that you notice in both of these last two examples, we had the two sides, and then basically we had to put on another set of two. It's actually fairly common. A lot of times a formula for perimeter of a rectangle and a formula for perimeter of a parallelogram is created by simply saying you can take and add the two main sides together. And after you add the two main sides together, then you can just double it if you want to multiply by 2. We had that same technique here where we had 185 adding together two pieces. If we simply multiplied by 2, oh, I had a typo there. It wasn't 390. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 1 is 7. This should have been 370. Man, screwed that one up. Yeah, 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 6, but that carried over a 1. It's 7, not 9. So, sorry guys. Yeah. Okay, our last problem then. Wrapping a ribbon around a box that's 16 inches long, 10 inches wide. So this would be like a cross section of the box. And in order for us to wrap a ribbon all the way around it, we need to know down, over, back, and up how much ribbon is going to be needed to wrap around this section of the box. Keeping in mind, of course, that my drawing is not even close to scale. That'd be 16 and 10. 16 and 10. Just add all 4 together. 16 plus 16 plus 10 plus 10. Gives you 52. You would need 52 inches of ribbon to be able to wrap around this box. A little bit over 4 feet. And thus we're finished. Noting, of course, that our focus is just on perimeter. Perimeter is nothing more than adding up all of the sides. You will have sides that are fractions, you will have sides that are decimals, you will have sides that are whole numbers, but that's why we've got our criteria that you need to know how to add the various kinds of numbers so that way you can show your work.